What's going on, everyone? So today's video, I mentioned this in, can't remember which video, but I think it was a traction control one. We're going to be taking off the e-brake today, the pedal assembly, because there's a spring that wears out over time. So you'll push the pedal down, you'll pull it up, but it doesn't fully come all the way back up, and it leaves the light on the dash. And people say you can adjust the cable here, but that's the thing. I don't think it's so much the cable, because you can see how much wiggle there is here. So we're gonna see, well, first I'm gonna take it off and see how it comes off, and then work on either replacing a spring or see what we have to do to maybe get it to pull back up all the way and touch the sensor fully. So we're gonna start by probably taking off this panel, maybe, if I can. Yeah, I want to see if I can take off this panel, because I want to take off this panel in the future for something. So let me start with this guy, because this just can go over there. Maybe I don't have to take off this panel, because then I would have to take off. Oh yeah, this panel has to come off anyways. So wait, how did that do? All right, let me play around with this and we'll see what I have to do. Which I tried to do rust repair here before, and apparently it didn't help all that much. Well, that stinks. And now I have dirt here, but I'll vacuum out that later. So now we have that loose. This should come out, I think, but we have to pull this cable loose here. There's a cable behind this lever, so we're gonna pull that. All right, now that cable's loose, so we should be able to, okay, we have to remove the floor mats. Oh, let me just remove this one. That is dirty. Go away. Move this floor mat. I'm probably gonna vacuum out my truck today, or at least the driver's side. So we got that. Is there anything behind here that I have to remove? Hopefully not. Pretty sure this should just, yeah, no, it's just clipped in. Oh, we didn't even have to undo the lever there. All right, that's out. Toss that aside. Oh, so we can put this back on. Cool. Okay, so we didn't even have to disconnect this cable here. Now we can have access to this bolt here. I think there's just that bolt there, and this bolt here. Where is it? That one there. Oh, and that one. Okay, so there's 3 bolts. 3 bolts holding that whole assembly. We'll have to undo this cable right here, because that one is the release. This cable right here coming up is the actual parking brake. So let me go get a socket, a wrench, and we can take off those bolts. So to get to this top bolt, I have the wrench over the cables here. So this way you're able to loosen it and get it off. And unfortunately this panel here looks like it's all one piece with this panel right here. This one's separate, but that's unfortunate. But we'll talk about that a different day, why that is slightly unfortunate. Well, I did a boo-boo because this piece, the sensor, the actual sensor that it pushes on to let you know that it's disengaged or engaged, disengaged. I kind of accidentally crimped the wire here. But come on. Right there. Right. Wow, this does not want to focus on that. Why not? Anyways, you can kind of see it. It's focusing on everything else in the background besides, you know, this thing. But yeah, I crimped the wire because it's actually got a piece back here that you're supposed to push in. So I accidentally crimped the wire. I'll probably be trying to go to a junkyard if they're open to get a new end. I'll probably just cut off like higher up here and then splice in a new one. So might be going to the junkyard today. Anyways, so here is the pedal assembly, the e-brake assembly. And as you can see, I just kind of have it pulled back and spun around. So here's the mainspring in here, and I started researching this, and it looks like you can only buy this whole assembly and not just the spring in here, because this is like a clock spring similar to what's in your steering wheel. So it'd be hard to replace the spring anyways, but I kind of have an idea of how I want to fix this. So I got the part I needed. It's that, well, I needed the pigtail, but I'm grabbing the sensor as well, and it came off a cop truck, pickup truck, or a DNR truck. But check this out. The door, the back crew cab door, suicide. It's like a Rolls Royce Phantom. It is a crew cab, so. But anyways, I'm gonna walk around a little bit, see what other trucks I got here. But yeah, this thing's got the back roll bar cage for the prisoners in back here. It's got the back vinyl seats and cloth up front. So yeah, this was a police unit. It'd be cool to grab this thing, you know. But I don't think it'll fit in an extended cab truck. Even if it did, that'd be kind of funny. All right, let's go get home and put this part in. Can I just say they have a ton of cop cars here, like Explorers up the wazoo. I keep seeing Tauruses everywhere. I've never been to this salvage yard. This one's missing the whole front clip. But hey, I guess they get all the cop cars here. Alright, so got the part that I needed with the pigtail. I just ended up buying the whole sensor with it. And it's funny because looking at my sensor, you can see it's all scratched up. This really does not want to focus. Oh my god. Anyways, my sensor, this piece right here is all scratched up and scored. And this one doesn't even look like it was used once. So apparently that cop car, they just never used the e-brake. And it may have been a forest preserve because it was dark green, so who knows. But anyways, let's get home and splice in these new wires. And I'll probably end up using this sensor because the spring in this sensor actually feels a lot stiffer than mine. So the sensor spring might be worn out as well. But anyways, I have another remedy, but first we gotta stop at the store, another store, and then I'll meet you guys back at home. So all right, so we're back home, and I did splice in the new switch already, and I ended up heat shrinking the wires and then taping over it, so that's all good to go. And I did extend it a couple inches because I felt like it was a little short. But here's my old one, and well, I mean, the switch still works, so I'm going to hang on to the switch because it still works. And this switch does work. I tested it out. I made sure it functions and everything. Now, what I'm planning on doing with the pedal assembly here, there's this hole here, but I think I'm going to drill a hole up here and a hole right down here on the pedal. And I end up buying this spring, as you can see. And here is the part number and everything for the spring. Just went to my local hardware store and got it. As you can see, it's part number 88210 to 5/16 by 2 extension spring. So I'm probably going to end up putting this part of the spring, like this longer part, down here on the pedal assembly, and then this part here, I'm most likely going to clip it a little to get it here, so it'll be extended out but still weak enough where it's not going to like contradict you pushing the pedal down, but it should be strong enough where it will pull the pedal back all the way to the sensor. And something else I want to do is this bump stop right here. It hits on an angle, as you can see. I'm gonna trim it down so it hits flush all the way to here and pushes the sensor all the way in. So this way it shouldn't have to get kicked, but who knows. So I'm gonna put the spring on for precautionary and do the bump stop. So I'm gonna drill the hole and everything, and I'll catch back with you guys. Does anyone else enjoy the smell of like a freshly built house or remodeled house? Because that's what my work trailer smells like most of the time, and it smells really good. Like if they could put the smell in a camera, or not camera, candle. I'm looking at my camera, so I'm thinking camera, not candle, but my point being, it would smell really, really good. And I would buy like a ton of those candles. Alright. Need to grab my vacuum here. Goes. Alright, so as you can see, I drilled a hole right here, drilled a hole here, and installed the spring. So hopefully that will help, because yeah, I definitely, come on, chewed up this wire a little bit too much, so that would cause issues down the road, but that's garbage. So let me put this back in, same 3 bolts that I did to take it out, put it back in, and then just put the sensor back in where it needs to go, and put all the panels back together. So let me go do that right now, then clean up all this and vacuum all this, because that's I don't like that. All right, so I got everything back together, and I didn't cut that rubber stop like I said I was going to. I'm gonna see if that spring helps it just by the spring alone, and see maybe that'll help. But for now, the light's off. Go and put the e-brake on, release it, and the light came off. Now it doesn't always do it, but it does do it most of the time, so maybe that spring should help. If it does, or if it doesn't, I'll let you guys know in like an update video. But for now, I don't know, should fix it, because I don't want to spend like $200 or $300, whatever it was, to replace that whole assembly if a $2 spring can fix it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.